Hey guys, I'm just quickly doing a mic check, making sure you all can hear me, you can see me. Like the screens may not necessarily be adjusted. Hey guys, I'm just
Let me turn on the
quickly
volume
doing
here.
a mic check. Okay, that's great. Hey Powell, Diggo, Dirty Hands. We got Mosey, Scott Vanderpool. Hey Scott. We're gonna have I think this one should be a pretty decent webinar tonight. It's very important that we have a important conversation with things that have been happening in the community. I want to be able to address all of that, both the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let me hit the volume here. Let me know if you guys can steer. Okay, you should be able to still hear me. I'm turning down the volume. Hold on, I'll do it this way. I'll turn this one down and turn this one back up. All right. Hey Eric, there's someone else. All right, hi guys. All right, so today we're going to talk about a few things to be addressed in the community, and I think it's important that we have this conversation. For the most part, we're going to talk about the community vote, then the Masternode ATMs and the POS, and then also cover the Lumina use case that was most recently announced, in addition to some other things that came out with CoinLogic as well. And then we'll talk about market activity and community response. I'm in a position now where sometimes I don't try to show any emotions in doing work, because when you move to an emotional phase, you kind of lose track of what it is you're attempting to do, and you don't necessarily act in a rational way. So I'm attempting to be as rational as possible. Hey Dave, and hi Jim, everybody jumping in. So I want you guys to be able to ask questions as we move through this webinar today tonight, and I want to be as succinct as possible. But before we get started, go ahead and click the thumbs up, click the subscribe if you hadn't already, and then just stay in tune in terms of what we're doing. We're going to cover the community vote. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, I do have updates on Pallas. Yes, and we are in contact with them, Mosey. So yes, we're going to talk about the community vote, Masternode ATM, POS device, Lumina use case, and market activity and community response. A couple weeks back, it was a case that the community, in addition, that was like Adam, J Beast, a few other guys in the community, on either as moderators or as some members in the community, helped put together a proposal. I think for the most part, John wrote it. And as you might know, John's no longer with us. He made an announcement that he's left the community, and he's actually gone over to SATC, which is, like, wishing him the best of luck. It's not the first time it's happened. Probably won't be the last time it's happened. But he left the community, saying that we haven't implemented, leadership hadn't necessarily implemented any of the ideas that he talked about. It was a case. He reached out to me a couple times to talk about some things. He reached out and said, "Hey, you're never available." So not to say that if I'm not available, I'm not listening to what you're attempting to say. I'm busy. I constantly travel. I constantly am either coding, trying to build some relationships. But it's the case, I'll try to come on to the Discord channel, and I say, hey, reach out to me, Discord channel, LinkedIn, Twitter, and try to contact me. But it was a case, it seems as if there was some disconnect where he perceived that what he was voicing in terms of just interacting with the community and being able to get some of his ideas across wasn't necessarily, he didn't think that he was being heard, despite the fact that he wrote the community proposal for a vote. and we put out a few of those votes. Like starting this week, we had put out the vote for which was more like a formality than anything else, in updating the change, just so you guys could get used to voting on the blockchain. So we did provide a proposal, which was based on John's proposal that he wrote with the rest of the community. We put out that first proposal for you guys to vote on the blockchain. It seemed like there was an overwhelming response on there, and that's still open. We also put out another vote written by John in terms of being able to merge the communities. That vote was put out as well. And a few things were going on simultaneously. Some things I won't necessarily, even though it was at the point I was going to make this a lean-in call, and really call out the SatC community in terms of what they put forward. Not particularly the SatC community, but Mike specifically, when he began to build a relationship with Adam, build a relationship with John, and then all of a sudden coming to our sphere of our community, not being a member of the LPC community. He's not an LPC member of the community, but yet he made his way to be able to advance a proposal about a merger of SatC and LPC, which I had my ear open. So how to vote on the blockchain, Kenny Black, yeah, I'll show that in a moment. I'll show you how you can do that if you have a Masternode that's in place. So, excuse me. It was a case, I just want to be able to get through the community vote issue. So it was a case, Mike put forth a proposal, and we just started to do some diligence on his project and what he was doing, and asked him about the things they had on their roadmap. Because obviously, we've already put out our ATMs, our point of sale devices. We had some relationships in place with some corporate partners. We have corporate investors, and notwithstanding their hosting platform, I didn't see anything. But they proposed that they were going to have this game coming out. But I asked to see the game, but they said nobody could see the game. But then that's one of the main use cases for having this Pokemon type game come out. But it was a case, did a little bit of vetting, and I asked Niraj, who is our white hat, and this is something really once Niraj came on about a few months ago, every exchange that we would go on, we'd attempt to hack it. Hey, we should have had some foresight to really try to hack on Cryptopia before that breach happened back in January. But anyway, we had a policy moving forward that we would evaluate any exchange by just doing a pen test, and then revealing pen test results to the particular exchanges. And some exchanges were actually grateful to us. As a matter of fact, one exchange actually gave us free advertising. Once we were able to find some exploits, we showed them the exploits. And then at that point, it was these different exchanges would give free things to us. They give us some advertising. They appreciate it. Say, hey guys, do a periodic check every once in a while. So after I had a conversation with Mike, I said, hey, just want to let you know, we're doing some diligence. And what was it? Niraj went out and he did some penetration testing on the exchange of SatC, their hosting platform, where masternodes are being hosted. So he found some exploits, and he identified those and communicated those to the team. And just considering my background in cybersecurity as well, there's some work that I did with the University of Texas system, helping them to redesign their cybersecurity program, which they actually have one of the best cybersecurity programs in the world. And we helped to redesign their programs across various universities across the Texas system. So at that point, I wanted to dig in because I was going to switch over some of my masternodes to the SatC community. So I told Niraj, I'm saying, from this point forward, just try a few little things, just gave him some recommendations, and then he came back. And then it was at the point where I was able to, we were able to expose Niraj with some guidance. We went through and we exposed their entire database. We had access to their database. We had access to their middleware. As a matter of fact, we were at the point where we actually got in and we were on the workstations of the developers for SATC. So it was at the point, Mike and I, in the interim, we had a few exchanges going back and forth in terms of how we should move forward. And we paused on a few things, and then he made some recommendations in terms of what we should do in our community. And I felt he wasn't in a position, considering that he wasn't an active member in our community, to make recommendations on how we should begin to fix our projects, our chains, which actually, to give an update on that, Excellent is actually doing some of the final testing now for the rollout, and I will give you an update shortly. It was supposed to roll out today based on his schedule, but he ran into a couple of bugs in unit testing. So he said he was going to come back to me. So I'll give you an update actually on Monday as well in the community in terms of the LPC project update. But anyway, back to the story of me and Mike. So Mike was just telling me what I should start doing in the community, and I said he has no position he has no standing. And I think I mentioned that several times. If you're not in the community and if you're not doing anything in the community, you have no standing to give recommendations in terms of what we should be doing or what I should be doing within the community and telling members. So I said I would not be influenced by an external party in terms of what we or what I should be telling the community or what I should be doing. So I made that clear. And then all of a sudden, because of the research that we were already doing on SATC's platform, and where we exposed the database, we exposed the middleware, it was the case anybody who actually had any masternodes on their platform, we could have totally exploited it and locked them out. So I gave the middleware access to the middleware screenshots, access to the database screenshot, access to the camera of the devs that sat in India. That was his work team, that was his dev team. And I said, hey, instead of giving us recommendations, we've already done some work on your platform. We reveal that to you. Here's some things that you can do in terms of improving your infrastructure if we were to ever to do a merge. So, so now it's in the position where Mike got offended. He got offended. He came at me quite aggressively and was in a position, he told us to stop everything. Don't move, don't do anything else. Now it's at the point where he's upset at me, Mike at SATC, the CEO of SATC. And I actually invited Mike on tonight to have a conversation. I wanted him to defend himself. I just didn't want to lean in and beat him up on this webinar. And I'm not that type of person to just not give anyone voice. So I did give Mike an opportunity to come to the webinar tonight, and he didn't come on. And I will be fair. And if he wants to come on to the next webinar, we can have that conversation. So after that, and I revealed all the things personally to him. He took it personal and said that I was just hacking his site. And he gave it to John, and John, he was posting screenshots and, you know, all the internal drama that happens on Discord. But at the end of the day, Mike basically said, no, we're not going to take our proposal off for the merger. We're just not going to merge. I said, that's fine. So it's now, I did not, as you noticed, we were supposed to put out 3 proposals. If you read John's proposal, who left the community because he said he was not getting any voice, or Jay Beast said he was not getting any voice of the community, despite the fact that it was his proposal that we put forth for the first 2 Masternode proposals that we put on the chain to be voted on. But the third, actually, Mike said he was not. He was drawing the proposal to do a merge with the SATC chain because we were doing some penetration testing that they initially welcomed, but then after just us having some conversations back and forth about standing in the community and what recommendations he could make to me to tell you all, I don't think that was something that was proper. So I checked him. And once again invited him to have a conversation, but he's not here. I do give him voice. If he wants to come on to the webinar, explain to you guys about what happened and being able to merge a community, that's fine. But like I said before, I won't have anyone who doesn't have standing in the community. If you don't own LPC, how can you make a recommendation? How can you tell me what I should be doing with the community if it's the case you have no standing? So I love LPC. I love LGS. I love the community that we've built. I've been here from day one. So, and same thing with Adam as well. He's been here from day one. No, he's a brother. I love him to death. Same thing with J Beast. These guys, they've been solid with us. But it's at the point now where there was a public resignation by J Beast. Adam and J Beast has went all over to SATC, and I wish them the best of luck. No harm done. But at the end of the day, we're going to keep on pushing, and I don't think because you may have a difference of opinion in terms of your perception in a community that it should totally disrupt the community. And I got all kinds of messages from, oh man, we had Adam, he left. I say, no, Adam hasn't left the community. He's still with the community. He's just not moderating. Just like I don't have a lot of time because I build on Exchange. He's building WinTech. WinTech supports LPC. So he's building a for-profit entity to support the open source project, the LPC. And he's still here at the end of the day. And as he mentioned in his note, you can contact him on Discord. He just won't be as active in the community. Just like I was before I started coding on Exchange and building out XPay, Xcert, and Expose. So, but then when J Beast left and went over and is now taking salary from SATC, he left the community, and people say, is this thing falling apart? No, it's not falling apart, guys. This is not necessarily the first time this has ever happened. So I think we're in a good position, and I think with the information that I'll be presenting tonight and the things that we're going to be talking about, we're going to be just fine moving forward. So don't consider it as something that's where the world and the sky is falling. You see the price dipping, and yeah, it's a down market, but let me tell you guys, this is something that me and some of the corporate investors in LPC, we actually made some executive decisions in terms of evaluating what's actually happening. And we'll move into that. But for the most part, the community vote, the way that you do the community vote is through the debug console. So I do think at the end of the day, I think there was a question, okay, how do you vote for a particular initiative? The voting key was provided in the instructions in the general channel. What you would do is just open up your general console on your personal wallet. If you have your local personal wallet, you would open up your personal wallet, open up the debug console, and then you would type in the commands as stated in the announcement, where you would, if you own one or more masternodes, you can put vote mini, just cut and paste masternode budget. You would put the vote cash, and then you would put yes if you agree with the proposal. And the one proposal was merging LPC and LGS. Another proposal was just which was more a formality and more practice in learning how to vote on the chain, was one of actually doing the update, which Excellent was actually doing. He informed me that he had completed the testing and just found some bugs in unit testing that he was rounding through. But now I can tell you more about it if you would like to know. So I'm going to pause for a second on the community voting issue. The substantive issues around SATC and Mike's specific request to pull his proposal because he didn't think it was that we had some issues going on and I was just hacking his site. Despite the fact that I was preparing to move a few dozen masternodes over to his platform. But yet, at the same time, when I jumped in and told Niraj to take a deep dive. And Niraj is a great guy, even though he wrote a nasty email, nasty note over to Niraj. Niraj is a great guy. I'm just going to take a quick pause just to talk about him. He's getting ready to put out a game, and I'll post that later, but he's a great guy. We've done I had some interactions with him. We've talked, we had conversations, and I said, man, go out and impress me. Niraj actually went out and just, he hacked the foreign government, but he told them where they had holes. He didn't go in to steal any money from the Dutch government, but it was a case they were grateful that he was able to identify issues that they had with their infrastructure. They just gave him a T-shirt at the end of the day and made him proud, but he's done work. He's not only with the Dutch government, he's hacked AT&T, he's hacked Oracle, and Oracle and AT&T reached out to me just to confirm that he was aligned with us and was doing work with us. So I stand up for Niraj 100% for doing what he's done, and I don't apologize 100% at all for anybody getting mad if it's the case that we're making your site better. We're improving your infrastructure, but you want to get mad at us because we're doing our job. My goodness. Yeah, RF Radio, man, I like that. If I can pull up the tweet, I'll just show it to you right quick if it makes sense. What is the Niraj? Man, I love this guy. And you should give him some love too. When his game comes out, I want you guys to give him some support. It's right here. I'll post it. Yeah. And I think I posted this on LinkedIn. I said when I said surprise me, Niraj, I didn't have this in mind at all. You hacked the foreign government on a solo assignment. B, you didn't get caught and thrown in jail. And C, they were pleased to expose vulnerabilities in their IT infrastructure and told them about it. You're a special talent to have in any organization. As always, good work. Once again, in my opinion, you're one of the best white hats in the blockchain industry. Once again, he's a white hat. He's not a black hat. If he were a black hat, he would have stole all the money on SatC's exchange, shut it down, and sent them a ransom note. But anyway, his shirt says, I hacked the Dutch government and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. I think that was absolutely great when he posted that. And there are a lot of folks going after Niraj right now. There are a lot of companies really wanting him to come in the organization, but he comes and he does work for us. He makes sure that we are safe on various exchanges. And like I said, we've hacked exchanges already, and we told them about, and these are smaller exchanges, and not necessarily, we didn't hack Cryptopia, but he wasn't on at the time when we got listed. And I think that was a mistake, something that we should have done. Hindsight is 2020 though. But at the end of the day, give this guy some love. He's a solid dude. I want him to stay in the community. And when his game comes out, I'll post it so you guys can start interacting with what he does. But he's really a really great guy. And Mike, kind of lashed out at him for what he'd done after I reported. We were able to get access to his databases back in and actually take some pictures of his dev team's workstations. So they left the computers on and the cameras working. But anyway, that's a whole nother issue. Let's move on. Let me see. What other questions? I'm trying to scroll up. Yeah, any updates about Pallas talk? So yes, we had some conversations with Pallas Pay. I think we spoke to the Eros. I don't know if he was the CEO or the COO, and they outlined their plan for being listed on their platform, which I think was 2 BTC to be listed on their platform, and then it would be the case that we'd have some functionality with their I think credit cards, something along those lines. But yeah, they presented their information. I'll tell you more about it, but for the most part, it's 2 Bitcoin to actually list on their platform. And I think it also gives us, if we chose to go that route, it gives us another opportunity for a use case using Pallas Pay. And that's an option. We're not necessarily on any debit or credit card at this point, but it would be great to have that option of moving with Pallas Pay. But it costs 2 BTC. If it makes sense, I'll put out a Masternode budget proposal. And for you guys, now that you know what Pallas Pay is offering to be put on their debit card. I think it's a debit card or credit card, a Mastercard debit card for cryptocurrencies. I think that's their use case. I think it's something that we should do at the end of the day, but once again, it's 2 BTC. So I think a Masternode budget proposal, now that we know how to do them, I don't know who turned me on to that. I don't know if it was the gym or somebody in the community sent me a note and say, hey, this is the way we should vote. And that's what got me in a position to set up some Masternode budget proposal. So we'll put that out, but it's 2 BTC to the list. And I think we'll probably bundle it with the community fund and the purchase of not the treasury. That's what I meant by the community fund. The Pallas Pay, the treasury, and the purchase of community masternodes. So I think that makes sense to be able to put that in one Masternode budget proposal. And don't get sticker shock. It's the case now. It comes out of, and it's automatically programmed, and we put in the address, we put in the proposal. You guys vote on it. If you like to be on Pallas Pay, it costs that 2 BTC to list on. We can request that, and however the votes go, once that block is met, that super block will start, and the funds will be distributed to an address to be able to make, and you all can monitor that address to see when those purchases are made to get on Pallas Pay or to purchase those ATMs and or pay members within the community. So we do all of that through the Masternode budget proposals, but I think it's a great idea to start doing that. Let me read through here. Before the community asked Vlad to lead the project, there was no mention of donations to help the project move forward. So why the need for donations now? And Dave Wilson, we're not asking for donations for running the community. Now that we're at the point where we can put in these Masternode budget proposals, it will come from the blockchain itself. So no one has to give any funds from their own personal investments. At the same time, even though it's the case when we were running the Venezuela team, we went ahead and put up an address, and there were donations to that address, but it was the case that Adam was doing most of that backing for that project. So I think it was backing up to like 6 masternodes or so. And then I made some donations, other members of the community made donations, but it's the case, formally now, we could go ahead and do Masternode budget proposals to, I think, reimburse Adam, I think, for his up to 6 BTC for the Venezuela support team. But that's the way we can move forward. Scroll a little bit more. Too bad, yeah. Yeah, not too bad. BTC is pretty reasonable. Mosey, for me, anything close to free, that's ideal for me. But I know you have to pay people for their work because if they're providing a service, and I think that's fair to do. Yeah, it's a MasterCard. Yeah, thanks, Mosey. Visa just launched one too called the Visa Spend Card. And also BitPay has a card, but I think it makes sense for us to, it would be great. There's the Masternode ATM, LPC, with the debit credit card reader. That's on the Goliath. So the Goliath has the debit and credit card reader, in addition to us having LPC being on a debit card and an ATM. That's the coolest thing. That's really one of the coolest things that I like to see, because it really rounds out building the infrastructure. You're on a debit card, you're on an ATM, you're on a point of sale device, which I think, yeah, I want to show you guys this too, since we're transitioning over to Masternode ATMs and point of sale devices. And I think some people were asking me earlier about, okay, what in the world, what's going on? This is cool. This is functionality that we will have on the Goliath. And this is from the perspective of KYC AML. I know most of you guys like, oh, we want everything to be anonymous. But at the end of the day, there are some countries they're putting in regulation, and I think it makes sense to kind of respect the countries, unless you want to be at the point where you go straight rogue and not do any KYC AML. but this is a requirement that we're beginning to comply with in various countries with strict rules around know your customer, anti-money laundering, to have some of that facial recognition in place. And I think this helps you at the end of the day, not to make a strong case for being able to capture faces and pictures, but at the end of the day, if your address, or if your say your public key address and the funds that you have linked to that public key address that is through your private keys, you'd like to know if somebody's stealing your money through an ATM. It's the case because the ATM has a drive on it where it's storing some information that's encrypted. If there are thefts on the machines, we'll be able to have some information of the person who might have stolen your funds, which is something that we don't have right now in the unregulated online exchange space. So I think it's something it's coming. I think it's the future as more and more countries, such as India, they're considering their regulations around cryptocurrencies. Germany as well, Singapore. Really, a lot of companies and countries are putting procedures in place. It makes sense for us to prepare and be in a position where we're more proactive than reactive. So the policy is right now for enacting KYC AML on certain machines. We're leaving that, giving that responsibility to the ATM owners for that, to be able to conduct KYC AML on their particular machines. So that's it for the Masternode update. At the same time, yeah, I did go out last week. And I think John was asking about this as well when he was kind of like responding on Mike's behalf. He was asking me about what do we do in Colombia. I went to Medellin last week. Yeah, last weekend. We did some shoots. We did some interviews. We did some videos. We did videos on the LPC, on the LightPay coin Masternode ATM. We also had, Dwayne and I together, we had some interviews about some things coming up. So we had a conversation and we had videos. So now I'll put those videos, start putting those videos out shortly, with me doing a buy, me doing a sell, and also using Logic Pay on the Masternode ATM, the LightPay coin Masternode ATM with the LightPay coin branding. So I think and I want to rehash this over and over again, so it's not like it's brand new when you see the Masternode budget proposal. So we're going to buy community ATMs. We're going to have funding to take care of Pallas Pay to be on a debit card. At the same time, we're going to have a treasury to actually be able to pay members within the community for doing various things or reimbursements, like with Adam when he covered the initial donations to Venezuela, to be able to pay members in the Discord and do some marketing, because there's a lot of folks in the community say, man, I love to be able to market for you. And initially I was paying for all of that through my own investments. Heck, it was even the case I paid for us to get on exchange, which was a lot, and I didn't ask for any reimbursements, so I didn't get any reimbursements on that for getting us listed, for instance, on X rates. Considering we don't even use that exchange, even though it's a top 50 exchange. But yet, when we put the Masternode budget together, the Masternode budget proposal together, and I send it out, you'll understand the breakdown of the percentages of the funds. And like I said, don't get surprised if we're asking for $50,000 in LPC to make ATM purchases. That will get us a reasonable amount of ATMs, put us in a decent position to really fund the community the way it should be funded, and we are not asking for any donations moving forward. Let's see here. I see the gem. With recent partnerships with Lumina Data, will this position be able to expose us to such companies as McGraw-Hill, IEEE, Cambridge University Press? Is there any opportunity there? Of course, and some of you may not know, since I'll move away from the point of sale device. No, there's one more thing here before I jump into that, Jim. Uh, let's go right here. I think it's on CoinLogic's. I'm kind of slow with my typing, guys, so you gotta forgive me. And I think I did this earlier. I presented this in the community. If you guys, this giveaway ends on March the 12th. March the 12th, 2019. So it's a little under 2 weeks. So this is an easy way to get a LightPay coin point of sale device. So if you're a business, this is something that can help your business in terms of being able to do cryptocurrency based transactions. This is a giveaway. All you have to do is basically like the post, tag 2 friends. Like the post, tag 2 friends. And for me, I think the only, let's look at this. I click on this right now, and I tagged, I think, Ava and a couple folks. Forever Me, I don't know who exactly that is within our community. Yeah, that's Boris. No, basically he tagged Adam and someone else. I tagged Colin and Ava. And then there's Alexander. They're tagging everybody and their mom on this thing right here. They're 2 friends. And this is like it's 6 so far. It's only like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 6 replies, guys. This is something. It's at approximately, I think, a $350 value to have a point of sale device with LPC. LPC on point of sale device. And it's credit card. Basically, if they wanted to enact the credit card on it, you could accept debit, credit cards, and crypto. Debit, credit cards, and crypto. So right now, if you get a chance, just go out, and I posted it in the Discord channel. I think I did a tweet. I don't know. I don't think you can tweet this. No, you can't. Yeah, they disabled the retweeting thing. So you're actually on CoinLogic's site. Just sign up. Go ahead and tag a couple folks, and just put you can't win. You can't win a game if you're not even playing in the game. So put your hat in the ring. Just go ahead and tag your grandma, or tag your sister, or go tag Wells Fargo. Get them on. Or considering all the issues that they've been going through, tag someone. Get in the game. This is where I recommend you guys, and that's both. Now that we've talked about both the ATMs. The Masternode ATMs, like I said, I did a buy sell and CoinLogic shoot over in Colombia when I went, and did a couple other interviews as well, preparing for some things that are happening in the future with CoinLogic and LightPay coin. With this, like I said, sign up, tag 2 people, tag them, and get in the game. It's got 2 weeks, so it should be somebody from the LPC community to win this. I hope that's the case. All right, now that that's said, I can address the question with Jim. With the recent partnership with Lumina Data Mags, and just to clarify, Jim, we've been with Lumina. Lumina's been here from the outset. They were actually one of our first open and in the public out investors. They came in and they purchased a large set of masternodes. And as I mentioned before, Lumina came in as a consequence of, like I said, a previous joint venture that I did with them in the space, building AI-based educational software. So they had enough faith in me, and like thumbs up to Gordon Laws, because this guy's he's a real solid dude in the community, and perhaps I have him on the webinar to really explain what they've done with in the recent press release. So to answer your question, Jim, yes, it does. They have lots of different customers with let's see, within the content technology or educational space. And this is just one of their announcements. And let's actually just go to the website here. They do a little bit of everything. They do work for Walmart. They have Howlett Mifflin Harcourt, all the major players in the game. They have clients, so I really urge you guys to stay close. You see, there's the LPC brand, And Rights Platform, and I'll tell just a little bit about Rights Platform. So this was the press release that was put out by Lumina. Say cuts rights acquisition time and cost with Rights Platform, Rights Chain. So Rights Chain is a blockchain solution, which is, if you click on it, it's built on LPC. So I'll just read through. I'm not going to kill a lot of time, but I'll try to read through this kind of fast and just summarize what's happening. Lumina Datamatics has upgraded its market-leading tool, Rights Platform, to automate the rights acquisition process. The rights acquisition process, like say for instance, you are a publishing company and you are writing a chapter in a book. You're a publishing company and you're having an entire textbook written. Then you might need to get some images. You just can't get those images, say just do a Google search, and as soon as you find some images on the Google image site, you just pull it. No, you have to get the rights to certain images if they are copyrighted, if they're protected. So just think of something like photos that people go out and they spend their time on, like Getty Images. And they have some relationships with large digital content like Getty to license content. So now you can have this take place instantly instead of going through this process where it's taking weeks to actually, or even just a few days to get the rights to certain digital assets so you can place it within a textbook or you can place it onto a website. So now LightPay coin is being used in that capacity, even though one can make the argument this is more a more appropriate solution or a more appropriate case for LGS coin, but it's the case LPC is the first. And LGS coin guys, I know the community, you guys are out here, and I haven't totally forgotten about you. So there are things that are in place that we're pushing out on Monday, particularly as it relates to the XPay. So Exchange, XPay, Xcert. LGS coin is there, and you probably already saw in the budget proposal that the LGS coin blockchain was used to make that proposal to the LGS coin community, which totally makes sense. But it can be used, that is, Xcert can be used for a lot of other different things, like posting track and trace transactions on the LGS blockchain. But anyway, let's get back to this. For here, we have Lumina Datamatics' upgraded market-leading tool, Rights Platform, to automate the rights acquisition process, like acquiring the rights to a picture to be able to put on a website, put in a textbook, or put into some learning content online. Rights Platform has helped users track rights for millions of assets. I'll say that once again, millions of assets. It has been the chief resource of auditable transactional details for dozens of clients. Now, Rights Platform Chain, backed by blockchain, unlocks the ability for instant transactions. Once again, instant transaction. You're taking something that will usually take days or weeks, and actually it's taking seconds to do, particularly when you think about our blockchain and how fast we're able to confirm transactions. And this is the vice chairman. He's also the director on the board of the Lumina Datamatics. Say for dozens of years, our clients have hired photo researchers and data processors to find imagery, negotiate rights, and manually enter those rights into a spreadsheet and database. Now, spreadsheets about as like tech savvy as that's like 2001 tech they're using in databases. With blockchain technology, we can automate all of these steps of requesting, creating purchase orders or POs, creating grants with all parties, in the transaction receiving ledger entries and verification. So the guys, if you just read through this more and more, you'll see LPC. So LPC is third generation of Bitcoin code base and is primarily targeted fast, anonymous, automated transactions with multiple fiat currencies and conversion options. So now this is actually what we're beginning to build into just as we get onto more and more exchanges as well. So we're in a great position with this solution that's been proposed and this use case that's actually been published now. This press release is going everywhere. Some of you might have already seen it on Twitter. So it's on Facebook. It's on LinkedIn. Retweet it if you can. Begin to tell folks, that we have use cases in addition to our ATMs, our point of sale devices, and now we're in the publishing content technology space, being integrated into one of many platforms within Lumina. So, like for instance, one of the platforms that we built, that I helped them build with the computer adaptive testing that uses AI technology, I'm having test results on blockchain. That may be a Logis coin or a LightPay coin. So that's something that's upcoming in the future. Also as well, same thing with Expert Source, some of the other projects that are going on there. Some things are in the works, but just to let you know now, it's the case that this one is approved. It's out for release. So now they're public, not only with investing in LightPay coin, but also rolling out applications for the rest of the world to know. That's where we are on that one. I'll pause to take questions and see if there are any. So it looks like you guys are kind of quiet. So I'll move on to the next one if there aren't any questions. So with that use case out of the way, I'm going to talk about something that has really been driving me, and I'm kind of upset, but at the same time, when you just as a psychologist, when you take in stimuli, that stimuli kind of you process that stimuli. You think about it first, what is it? Then you have some affect towards it. I like it, I don't like it, and you have an emotion, or you hate it, or you love it, and then you actually do something. If you love it, you embrace it, and you move it forward. If you hate it, you find ways to really get it out of the way. So I've really been upset this past, almost the whole, really over like the past few months. There's this box. There are these. We've been in a down market. So because we've been in a down market, we have bots. And because we do have bots, they've been crashing on the price. And that's something that I didn't necessarily want to talk about even in the beginning, because I said if you focus on price, that's the only thing that you're going to focus on. You see a reason why we didn't even talk about like our market cap today. We can, so I'm going to move over to it now. So going to LPC, LGS, LPC project, you have a market cap of around 400,000, and that's down. LGS as well, about 170. We're at 7 cents here, and coincidentally 7 cents on LPC. So with this, there's been some constant dumping. Ever since Cryptopia went down, there's been a lot of dumping that's been impacting our price. Dirty hands, I'll get to your question in a second. So I'm just going to talk quickly about market activity and our response. So it's been dumping, and people you've been getting, anytime it goes down, man, you feel the sentiment in the community. If you feel the sentiment in the Discord, where people they're getting a little testy, anxious. Why is this happening? Why are folks just dumping on the price, even though the market may be moving up on an upswing just to be pulled back down? But for the most part, there's dumping on the exchanges. Maybe there are members who are mad. Maybe it's SATC. Who knows? I'm just teasing on the SATC part. I don't think those guys would just dump on us for any reason. That would be stupid. But for the most part, there's been dumping in the market by bots. There's been dumping in the by either just some communities getting out, and some people just see it as just an opportunity just to arbitrage, or just an opportunity to swing on what BTC is doing, getting out of BTC when it's going down, coming out of LPC and jumping back into BTC when there's a technical indicator that shows that it might go up in the next day or so. And it's been frustrating. So I got together with some of the larger investors in the community to think about what we should do, and did some research. So I'm just going to turn you guys on to some of this research now. If you go and you just do a Google search on bots in the cryptocurrency community, one, there's even bots in particular on CryptoBridge, because this has really happened ever since. Uh, it's happened in a more drastic way ever since that CryptoBridge became our primary exchange. There are bots, and they act indiscriminately. They dump a lot. There's one bot that dropped 24,000 LPC in the course of like 3 days. Um, and I'm gonna just call them out right now. Right now. Right now it's Caldera. Caldera is a bot dumper. It's a bot dumper. Even though you see it on the sell side, yeah, it's right here on the sell side, getting ready to drop like 1,000 a pop. And where's another one? There's another. You see, there's CryptoBridge Market Maker. That's a paid bot for CryptoBridge. So what they do, if they're looking to accelerate their buys and their sales, what they'll do, they'll pay CryptoBridge. CryptoBridge will go ahead and enact a bot to get price action going on. So you just pay CryptoBridge, and then they increase the volume. Then this is the way like most of the exchanges work. They have these services going on where you can pay them 5 BTC and they'll pump your project. Yes. Dirty Hands is right on it. CryptoBridge uses bots for a fact. Yeah, and this is one of them. It's pointed out to you right here. So you can click on this link, and I'll provide the description below, so you guys can start looking in on like some of these projects or some of these bots and individuals as well. And this is all public information. You don't need to have like a special account to see how the trading action is going on. Yes, Jim, you're right. FinexBox is a queen in market action. They don't do anything. Yeah, that's all they're doing is watch trading. So, and we've been accused of it throughout the time the LPC has been developed, and now this activity has hurt us, where you have these constant bots, and I'm like, one of the main culprits is this Caldera 56. And if I if I did a Google search on Caldera 56, I'm trying to get this in. Where it is? Say Caldera. There's an actual article. If you go to decentralized exchanges, there's somebody that actually wrote an article about CryptoBridge, BitShares, and the bots that are on the exchange. So look, if you just scroll through this article, and I'll put this down in the description below, they're calling out certain bots that are famous on the exchange, and they just go to work on anybody's there. They're just indiscriminately. They're just trading in and out. Where's that Caldera? Just looking through CryptoBridge. Glance through. 11th place. A year ago. Second largest decentralized exchange. But yeah, there's Caldera was listed here because actually you just saw it when we went through, and we're just looking for the bots that are on the bots that are actually present in no. Well, for the most part, as I scroll through this thing, there is a bot. Actually, it's a couple bots here, but for us, Caldera 56 is one of the bots that in the course of like 3 or 4 days dumped like 24,000. So what we're doing now, I'm tired of. Yeah, and you're right, RF Radio. All devs get accused of wash trading when their projects are new and getting pump price action. So it's the case because of the dumping that has been taking place without an appropriate balance in buy action. I'm in a position now where I am stating it for the record. So you can hear it from me on today, March 19, March the 1st, 2019, that because these bots are operating on these exchanges, and they are hurting our price action, which subsequently influence sentiment within the community. And you guys get on that Discord channel and you just go after each other anytime you see a dump in the price. And sometimes people want to blame me, and that's totally fine. But I'm not standing for it anymore. I want to be aggressive, and I'm going to stand up and call me the mad black man. I'm the angry black man now. Yes, I am. So I'm not going to let these bots just dump on our project. So what we're going to do now? Yeah, I see that from was that Livia Sylvia. So will the strategy raise price? You don't get in touch with people in the chat. At least 5 minutes, questions and answers list. So yeah, so now what we're doing is we're building out a set of bots for the protection of our community. We're protecting our price. We're protecting our projects. I've gotten agreement from myself where I'm building bots. So claim me if you say, Damon, you're using bots. Yes, I am using bots. My interest is in the protection of this community. My interest is in protecting what we're looking to build over the next year. And if we continue to have this damn caldera and these couple other bots and dumpers just dumping on our project, we'll probably be at 0.0001% of a penny. So now it's coming from me, and you heard it from me. And SEC, yes, if you'd like to say, yes, this is evidence where you got a guy manipulating the price. What I'm doing, I'm protecting our investments. I am building a community, and it's the case now where I'm fed up, and I'm just not going to let these damn bots and people who just want to dump on the community. So we're building bots. So I'm going to, we're building bots now to protect price action. So if you look at some larger projects, they're and Google it on the internet here. You have some projects who actually protect their price. They protect the volatility in their project by having counter bots. They have these bots. They read the order book. They understand where they want to be in terms of stability of their price. And then it's the case that they initiate the bots on the various exchanges. What will you call the bot? What you want it to be, Brooke? You want to call it the Gladiator? I'll call it the Gladiator. I don't see a name just yet. So, but yeah, so how do you get a point of sale device? Vlad the Destroyer. You're really funny there, Powell. But yeah, we will build a bot and we'll put the name out so everybody has it. Everybody knows it and everybody will see it. So, and this bot is going to be funded by myself. It's actually their members in the community. Guys, I will encourage you at this point now. If you want to get together as a team and we initiate sets of bots on various exchanges, then let's do it. So it's at the point, guys, that we have to get some help. So if it's the case that we build bots, we begin to stabilize the price as people dump. It's the case we're going to pull that price, or we're going to pull the price action to a certain point and maintain it. We're not going, I'll tell you right now, we're not going to $1 tomorrow. No. But it's the case that we will stabilize the price and slowly begin to build. Could be revenge. That could be an option. So I really think right now we're kind of in its defense. We're kind of defending our position here. So we need to have appropriate buy action. I know some people are going to sell, and that's okay, but don't dump 25,000 LPC on an exchange. That's stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Particularly if you're looking for a project to excel, but if you're just looking to just crash the project, no, that's your prerogative to do. But I tell you right now, I'm not tolerating any folks like dumping on the exchange in these extremely crazy amounts. So yeah, in RF radio, yeah, you see it. There are, yeah, Payday Coin, yeah, they use a bot to protect price action. So now that's what we're going to start doing. So I'm not afraid to say it. And so right now, if you want to accuse me for running bots, hell yeah, I'm running bots. I care about this project. I care about this community, and I don't want this crap going on where we got folks dumping on us. So now we got a huge, and I'll say this right now, we have a project going on. As I mentioned earlier, Lumina has already made their commitment. Lumina has already come in, and Lumina has basically said, we're here, guys. in the long term. So this is not a 6-month project for Luna. So this is like a 3 to 5 year project. So just to see where it goes in terms of their investment. And I'm here for the long term, guys. So just know, because of the work that we've been doing, it's the case that other for-profit technology companies are now taking interest and want to have conversations to pull us in and consider partnerships. That's what's happening. So I'm not going to let some dumbass bot just dump on our project without us defending our moat. So guys, this is the strategy that we're putting out. The overall strategy now is to protect our project. And this, let's say right now, it's not illegal if you're looking to protect your interests. You're looking to protect you're looking to protect your investment. And even some of the larger exchanges, they ask the question, what are you going to do to counteract volatility in your project? Either swings to the downside. People are not going to complain swings to the upside. That's maybe drastic swings in seconds. But for the most part, at the end of the day, most people would like the stable project. Most people don't want necessarily a stable coin, but they want a stable price. So now this is what we're going to do, our community, building bots in order to stabilize our price. And at some point, it's going to be up to you guys to come in various ways. If you want to build the bots or launch bots, it's the case I can give you the code. I have an open repository and I can pass that to you guys. Or it's just a case of we're acting as a community to maintain the price at a certain point. Say if we make a decision today, no one posts on any exchange, you don't sell below 10 cents or 15 cents. And each and every week we check in with each other and we do it here in an open way. And we say, look, this week we're going from 10 cents to 11 cents. And we're protecting that range from 10 cents to 11 cents. We will not close out any 24-hour period with our price action under 10 cents. We will not leave a day unless it's 12 cents. Then it's 15, 20, 35, 40, 45, 50, 75, $1, $2. We have to get into a habit to be very systematic in how we control our project. I can only do so much in terms of bringing in partnerships. I need your help from the community in being able to help us to actually counteract what some bad actors programming these bots to hurt us. So that's an action taking place. We're going to, and this starting in this next week, you are going to see action from us. So I strongly encourage you guys, get involved. Let's set it. And right now the goal is going to be initially slow. Let's get back to 10 cents. Let's get back to 10 cents, maintain 10 cents. Then we'll start on each and every week. We'll have updates. It'll be crystal clear how we move forward. So I would need the repository for building bots. Okay, I'll make your repository, Ken. Let's not, and don't give, yeah, you're damn right, Dirty Hans. No, we're not giving, don't give away your LPC, guys. Especially, I can go on for days, man, in terms of what we've done and the progress we made in these past 12 months. So not even 12 months yet, but in these past 9 months. You know, we're already on an ATM machine. We're already on a point-of-sale device. We have built a team that's locked in and ready to go down in Venezuela. We're in a position now where we're putting in our application to get on Bittrex. We're past that 3-month period, so out for reevaluation. Same thing with Binance as well. No, we're in a position where we're up for reconsideration. Actually, we never received a rejection. They're still evaluating us. So let's do it. Let's stay in a position where we just continue to push. And I think I saw earlier, I think I saw earlier that there was somebody looking for a point-of-sale device. Just contact me. I'm at Xantic. Send me a DM in the Discord channel, and then I can get you that point-of-sale device. So just a note on the bots on CryptoBridge, there is an open source bot built by BitShares called DexBot that is being misused by a bunch of traders and trading only inside the spread. So yeah, it's the point, bots exist, and let's get in the game, because otherwise, if you're not in, like I said, if you're not in the game, you can't win. And right now we're not winning. I want to start winning. And and Dirty Hans, and my goal is to get you on Bittrex within the next 2 to 3 months. That's my word. Put my bond on that. We on Bittrex. I like Bittrex. That's actually one of the first exchanges that I traded on a very consistent basis. When I started using bots, and before I got into this project, I was trading primarily on Binance with my bot. So now CRX24, that's going to be an exchange. So guys, get ready. Same thing. I'm not focusing on Crypto Bridge. I don't like Crypto Bridge, but that's a high volume exchange, decentralized. That's our highest volume exchange that we're on now. So bots are coming out within the next week. Same thing as well. We will be protecting price action. Same thing as we will protect our ground. We got a lot of stuff going for us, guys. I'll put out those videos on the buys and sells on the crypto machine, on the Masternode ATM. Sign up for the point of sale device. At the same time, let's start supporting each other in protecting our ground. Let's protect where our ground is. Let's begin to slowly but surely get the price where we need it to be. Right now, there are no laws in place in terms of what I'm telling you what we're going to do. We're protecting price action. We're protecting our project. We're protecting our investment. So if it's at the end of the day, SEC comes to me and say, you're manipulating the price. And I was like, well, did you see all that bullshit? I didn't hear you when we were getting our face smashed in during the bull market. Now you want to come and say I'm manipulating the price when I'm protecting the community and protecting our investments. So I'm willing to go to jail over this, guys. Well, not really. But for the most part, man, if I get a cease and desist letter, I'll cease and desist. But for the most part, I'm serious about this part, and I think even federal regulators, if they watch this film, they'll see what we've gone through over this past 12 months. So not past 12 months, the past like 10 months. So it's in a position now where we will build bots to protect our position. And we'll give an update in terms of what we're doing, because right now, I'm telling you now, and you heard it from me first, Lumina is beginning to initiate, they're beginning to initiate some high volume transactions. So we have to have the bots in place to be able to stabilize the price in our community. So I'm being as transparent as possible now, so there are no surprises. So when you start seeing volume, you're going to wonder where that's coming from. So like I said, we're starting to run pilots. So we're starting to run financial pilots. And we need to be able to protect price action. Damon, I hate to say it, but we need you in Discord a little more. So now I'll begin to set some time away to get into the Discord, so you have somebody to talk to. And if it's only you, I'm in there. I'm in there for you, the Jim. Cougar drains me. Cougar drains me. About 10, 20 years ago, Cougars used to drain me too. But anyway, looking forward to the bots, man. And y'all should be excited, man. Despite us, we're going through these drums. Look, I read this post the other day on Twitter, and I think it was absolutely wonderful. It says, God gives the toughest challenges to his most disciplined soldiers. We're not being taken through this challenge. We're not being taken through all this BS if he didn't think, or she didn't think we were ready for it. So with that said, guys, despite all this BS that's happening in the community, let's go ahead and let's lace the boots up. Let's get them going. Let's go ahead and protect our community. So I'll begin to communicate with you guys more and more about what's happening in the space next week. Like I said, prepare. There's volume, but at the same time, I would expect for you guys to meet me where I am. I'll tell you where I am in terms. I'm taking funds into my investments to put into the community to protect price action. May I miss how many developers do we have now? Okay, right now we have 2 people who are doing development work for us. So that's excellent, and we have John that's doing some interactions with him. So it's the case they're building out the updates on the wallets, as I mentioned earlier. But at the same time, we're looking to actually build more devs and have more interactions. and having the conversations. Like on Monday, I'm having a conversation with a technology company in the financial industry, and they're interested in having a conversation about a partnership. So I'll put that out right there now. Who knows how it's going to turn out, but I'll keep you guys updated. So that's where it stands right now. Families have up and down. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. So I'll give you that virtual hug there, Dirty Hans, and let me see if I skipped over any questions. Only so much charisma I can inflict. Yeah, you are. We need a local community, a community comedian who will come on and help us out in terms of keep everybody laughing, keep the spirits up. And Jim, I know you're there, but no, you get drained. All right, so it looks like I answered questions for the most part. It's 9:41, guys. I appreciate you joining the call. And just to summarize once again, for the community vote through the debug console. What was posted in the general chats of LGS and LPC. Just take that. If you have a Masternode and you can vote, you want to vote yes. Cut and paste the Masternode budget, the vote hash, and yes, or Masternode budget, vote hash, and no. And you do that through the debug console of your desktop wallet. Let me see. Also, as well, Masternode ATMs and point of sale update with the Masternode ATM. It's the case. I shot some videos, and I already have the videos. I just need to post them. I just don't have enough time to just post them out into the community. I got them already, and I'll start posting those out so you can see all LPC branding on the front with our with the buy of LPC, the sale of LPC, and also the use of Logic Pay using LPC. So, and that's the functionality that we have. I'm going to put forth the Masternode budget to make the acquisition of a set of Masternodes for the community. So don't freak out. Like I said, don't freak out if you're beginning to see, oh, he's talking about 150,000 or 200,000 LPC. No, this is for community Masternodes, the treasury, and at the same time being able to list on Pallas Pay that we've talked about. And it looks like some folks agree, but like I said, I'll put out the proposal and I'll show how the percentages break out, and we'll have payments each and every month. It's not coming from the community, it's coming from the blockchain itself. So excuse me, so that proposal will be coming out. Lumina Use Case, they have the rights platform chain, which runs on top of LightPay coin. So you'll see that. You've already seen it on Twitter, but I'll post it in the LPC in the stream as well. Same thing, market activity. I don't like bots. I don't like bots dumping on us, and I'm not standing for it anymore. So it's at the point of building bots, and we're retaliating. We're defending our moat. So that's where we are. That's our community response. The community response is, guys, I would hope you guys would step up with me and some of the larger investors in the community who are now building out these bots, and we're protecting our moat. At the same time, we're starting to run some pilots as well, where you're going to begin to see volume on the exchanges. And don't just take advantage of it. Protect your investment. So it's the case, don't be cheap. No, you guys want to give away your LPC for freaking 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents. That makes no sense at all when you considering where you came in at the position, into your positions. So phase 53 can pay for it. Hey, yeah, like I said, we put together the proposal. I will love we're actually in the position where we really go on the offense, and you guys approve and may get approved and may get voted down. But I want to put in the budget where we purchase our first set of community Masternodes. So you guys are making money each and every day. You're making money each and every day with the ATMs across specific geographies. I'd love to be able to target within Central and Latin America, because that's where some research suggests that's where a lot of the growth is going to take place, or in various geographies, like in South America, or excuse me, not South America, but South Africa. We do have someone who's actually on the ground who's ready to receive an ATM or point of sale device. Same thing in Nigeria as well. So let's begin to think. And Turkey, we have somebody in the community from Turkey, so let's get them there if they're legal. You missed my question. Scroll up, please. What's your question, Joe in crypto? I'm sorry if I'm kind of slow. I can't do a search on your name and kind of see Joe in crypto. If you can post that question one more again. That's what I used to say a long time ago. One more again, my country. So I'll look for your name, Joe in crypto. Joe in crypto. Okay, I can most likely get you in an interview outside the Masternode community. Would you be interested? Joe, the only thing I turned down is my collar. So yes, I'd be interested. Outside the Masternodes, yes. And the same thing. There was the guy over at what was the dude from? He said he would be able to get us on Bloomberg with some time. That's 5 BTC. I don't know. We'd probably need 2 or 3 million, 2 or 3 million LPC in order to get that out. But yet he'd be able to get us on Bloomberg for about 15 minutes. And that's just based on what I know right now. We're still in contact. He still touches base with us every few weeks or so. But yeah, the community ATMs. How will Masternode holders benefit from approving the proposal? Sure, Kenny Black. I'll walk you through a use case. Say we submit a Masternode budget proposal to purchase 2 ATMs. So each ATM would need to be funded for Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Dash, and LPC, Light Pay coin. So my thought is that community members would initiate the funds to place in regions where you could have those third parties fund ATMs, have that totally funded by the community, where it's actually the ATMs, the funds are coming from the community and the purchases are actually being made, and any of the transactions that are happening, either the LogiPay transactions, the buy transactions, sell transactions, you can set the fees if you want to set the fees, or you make it free to encourage like some purchases. We'd be able to get that revenue. Okay, Captain Bluff, I see you. So you'd be able to get that. We'd be able to get that revenue on as a community on a daily basis. There's an interface within the CoinLogic dashboard where you'd be able to see the revenue generated each. You'd be able to see the revenue generated each day by the ATM. Okay, that's. Let me just quickly take a pivot. A month has passed, but the new site does not see the public. Why? There is the lightpaycoin.io, but it's not fully functional. And as I mentioned earlier at the top, Monday you will have XPay. Monday you will have XPay. Finished or not fully finished or not. Like I said, I've been like still traveling and all kind of distractions that I've been having, but haven't had the soul enough time, focus time to really push it out. But I'm just going to get it out. Monday you will have Exchange, XPay, Xcert, how they exist. Don't beat me up if you see a lot of bugs, because it's going to be beta. But the main thing is being able to get it out, and that's what you want. So you're going to have the XPay out on Monday. At the same time, the website that's being done, the lightpaycoin.io, I believe, that's the Team Venezuela. They're doing that work. So you can go to lightpaycoin.io and see what they made on that site so far. So those are the two sites, and then Logiscoin CC, that's still up and available. But we'll get more updates, and I'll touch base with Colin and the Team Venezuela, because Venezuela is running that site. Hey guys, it's the case now. The Venezuelan team, they're running that site. They're helping our community, depending and considering what they're going through within their country. I give them a lot of thumbs up. So. All right, Dave Wilson. Yeah, you won the bet. I banged the desk, but it right now this is like solid oats, but it's not coming through as it should in terms of the bang and you guys feeling it. But yeah, that's the case, Sonya. lightpaycoin.io. You can go to that site now. It's not fully fleshed out the way it should be, but then more updates are coming. Like the exchange, that's out on Monday. So if you don't see it by the next webinar, just lean into me very hard. And I've been through it before, so it's nothing new. So that's the case. And same thing, excellent. Like I said, he was testing through on the update to the wallets and masternodes. So I'll give you guys updates as he gives them to me on the push out. So that's where I stand right now, guys. I appreciate the time. If there are any more questions, or if we see bugs on the new website, how do we report them to you? Actually, it's the case that it's called through the excerpt function. I will provide my public key address and my email. So you just send me a message, send me any message just like you would anybody else like you're sending an email. I'll post that email out at DUB. It'll be dub@exchange.io, DUB, Delta Uniform Bravo, at X as in X-ray, C as in Charlie, H as in Hotel, A as in Alpha, I as in India, N as November, Z as in Zulu, dot I as in India, O as in Oscar, dub@exchange.io. You can either send it through regular snail mail, or once you're on the exchange platform itself, it will send a blockchain-based transaction, post it to the blockchain that only I can see and only I can decode. So it's at the point now where you'll have an email. That's the way that you will send it to me, either regular email or through the platform itself if there are bugs. I'm quite sure there are going to be a few, so this is not my first rodeo. But that's what any project would go through. If you're going to wait to get it perfect, that's the case, you'll never launch. So I just got to get it out. So Monday, that's when it's going to be out. You'll be able to post those transactions to blockchain, do XPay, pay any amount, pay someone. You'll be able to do the excerpt, put things on blockchain like I did those proposals, and then at the same time you'll be able to create your keys, create your encryption key for your decoding your encrypted transactions that sit on that are registered on the LightPayCoin blockchain or the LPC blockchain, because you can use both of those chains, but the actual content can't fit on our blockchain, so it will sit on IPFS, which is a permanent data store. All right, no problem, guys. I appreciate your time. I could stay here and I could talk all night. Love you. I hope it's the point where you guys stay safe and don't let this little drama come into place. So Mike, if you want to come on next week and kind of defend where you are and defend your position, it's always open in terms of what's happened and how you pull your proposal. But at the end of the day, kind of realize, no, we're a solid LPC community. We're not going anywhere. All right, love you guys. Take care, and we'll talk next week.